When I was little, I was given a DVD that changed my life forever. It defined my morals, my views of the world, and my sense of what is right and wrong. That DVD was the best of the Power Rangers, the Ultimate Rangers. The DVD had the greatest and most important episodes of Power Rangers from 1994 to 2002, ranging all the way from Mighty Morphin to Wild Force. I spent hours of my childhood watching that DVD on repeat, reciting the catchphrases, listening to the theme songs, and pretending I was a Power Ranger. The White Light episode is where it all starts. The Power Rangers are going about their lives like normal, and Lord Zed is cooking up another evil scheme. A normal day, however, Zordon and Alpha are hiding something more phenomenal. The Rangers sense that something is wrong with Zordon and Alpha. Billy goes to investigate, and he sees that they're creating a new Ranger, who was revealed to be Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger.
Guess who's back?
To this day, seeing him return still gives me goosebumps, but it also hurts, as the actor Jason David Frank took his own life on November 19th, 2022. I remember the day I found out, and as cringy or as lame as it sounds, a piece of my childhood went with him. So, to his family, to his friends, thank you for making my childhood just that little bit greater. Whilst the Red Ranger Jason was my favorite Power Ranger, Jason Frank was a legend, and I'll never forget the joy he brought me as a kid. The next episode of the DVD jumps into the 5th show, Power Rangers in Space.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rangers in Space.
Countdown to Destruction is one of the most important episodes in Power Rangers history. An all-out war has been started to put an end to the Rangers for good. Zordon has been captured, the Mega Wing are broken, villains and armies from the past brought back for an alliance that the Rangers are helpless to stop. There's no hope. The heroes are gone, and the Earth is being taken over. The people are asking for their heroes to come back, as they are given an ultimatum: the lives of the Rangers for the life of the entire planet. As the villains come back and announce that the Earth's destruction shall begin,
Let the destruction of Earth be!
the voice of a hero calls out. The voice of the strongest man on Earth, Bulk, the Blue Ranger. Okay, so we know that's not true, but this is still one of my favorite scenes in all of Power Rangers history. Normal people coming forward declaring themselves the Power Rangers in order to buy humanity just a few more precious seconds of life. This shit makes me tear up still to this day, and I'm 24. I pay taxes, I drive a car, and yet it still hits me. With such an act of devotion and love, you know the old saying, right? No good deed goes unpunished, and the villains began attacking them until the Power Rangers show up.
We are the Power Rangers.
Alongside our heroes, humanity joins them in the ultimate fight of good versus evil. Meanwhile, Andros, the Red Space Ranger, finds Zordon captured on the enemy's ship. Zordon gives him an order that will save the galaxy: to kill him. This was the end of the Zordon era. The Power Rangers have won, but at the greatest cost they have ever had. If you haven't hit the sub button yet, I'm trying to get to 5k followers by the end of 2026, and I'd appreciate it, so hit the subscribe button, and we're back to the video. Up next is Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. To the Power Rangers. After the Rangers thought that the Psycho Rangers were destroyed, we see Deviant purchasing the cards containing the Psychos to bring them back to life for another battle. With the Psychos back, capturing 4 Lost Galaxy Rangers and defeating Leo, it all looks bleak, with no possible way for the Rangers to win this one, until Andros, the Red Space Ranger, helps Leo and comes up with a rescue plan. With the plan set in motion, the Lost Galaxy Rangers free, we get one of the coolest lines ever.
How about 11 of us, huh?
11 Rangers face off. With their combined powers, the Lost Galaxy Rangers and Space Rangers defeat the Psychos with ease. However, in a final twist, Psycho Pink survives the battle in a weakened state, and we see her taken away by Deviant for future use. This episode ends with both teams celebrating their win and another day saved. Now, we get the second to last episode on the DVD. Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue: Trakeena's Revenge.
Lightspeed Rescue!
The opening shot takes place on a planet us Ranger fans are all too familiar with. We have some heavy rain crashing down and panning a shot across the Quasar Sabers, where we see a familiar man walk out and transform one more time. Leo, the Red Lost Galaxy Ranger. This hero's mission is not over, as he comes out for one more fight in this cool nighttime sequence. Now, we don't get to see the Rangers fight in the dark a lot, especially in the rain, so this entire sequence is just so cool to see. We open up a shot of a girl playing hide and seek with her mother. This is Heather, Heather, and she'll be what moves the plot forward. We soon hear the sirens of our main heroes for this series, all doing what they do best. Carter rescuing people from fire, and Joel being a show-off as per usual. Now, I don't have any issues with this episode, except for this one shot where Heather reports to the receptionist that she's seen a monster.
Now you know, dear, there's no such thing as monsters.
Heather is taken away by a monster in disguise and manages to get away whilst her parents' life energy is being taken. As this is happening, we see Trakina, the villain of the Lost Galaxy Rangers. With Heather somewhat safe, she's found by the one person who pays attention to her. Because yeah, crying child in the city alone? I know a list of people that would like that. Anyway, some stuff happens, and the rest of the Lightspeed Rangers meet up with the Red Lost Galaxy Ranger, who explains that Trakina has come to Earth to regain her power and take out all the Rangers and the planet Earth. The Lightspeed Rangers power up and start kicking ass. Carter and Heather, though, get surrounded. The ghouls are beating up Carter until the yellow and blue Lost Galaxy Ranger come to the rescue. With the majority of the Ranger teams together, Leo explains why Trakina is on Earth. Nothing major happens between the explanation to the villain fight. Now, this guy has to be the first villain of Power Rangers I was actually scared of, because look at how creepy this dude is. He is horrifying. A small ghoul army is summoned and the Rangers get to fighting. Beating the ghouls quickly, Carter uses his battleizer but fails to use it against Triskull, and that is the end of part 1. Already a great first part to a two-parter, bringing back Trakina, having Leo taking up the sword again in the coolest forest shot, and getting to see the Rangers fighting in the dark. This has everything that is needed for a great crossover episode. Part 2 opens up with the Rangers putting a plan into motion, and the last two Quasar Sabers are being unleashed. The Rangers storm the building where Trakina has made her base. They pose as firefighters and conduct a raid, whilst Carter and Leo face off against Triskull one more time. Carter then unleashes his battle booster at full power and lands a devastating strike to Triskull. With Triskull defeated, the Red Rangers join the others in heading to the building where they get ambushed by the ghouls, but these freaks are no match for two Red Rangers, is what I would like to say. They get saved thanks to the final Lost Galaxy Rangers coming in to give them a hand. Out of nowhere though, Trakina knocks the Rangers out of the building and forces them to be unmorphed. The two teams finally meet up and we get this morphing crossover we have been waiting for. So, roll the clip.
Go, Galactic! Lightspeed! Rescue!
Thank God I am not making money yet, because I would not be able to show you this. With the Rangers all suited, they do what they do best. Kick some ass. Meanwhile, Trakina drains the life energy to achieve her perfect form again, but something is wrong. The life energy has been corrupted, and Trakina has been turned into what I'm calling nightmare fuel for children. This thing is horrifying. With her now being the biggest threat, the Rangers all summon their Zords, and we get something that I don't think has ever happened before. Two different teams of Rangers Zords fusing together to create one Megazord. The Rangers defeat Trakina. The people are free, and Heather can finally meet her parents again. The episode ends on this sweet scene between Carter and Heather where he makes her a junior ranger. Oh, and Joel is trying to rizz up the Lost Galaxy pink and yellow ranger and fails. Biggest fumble in Power Rangers history. The two teams set off on their separate ways and the episode ends. All in all, this episode was perfect. The story, the characters, the pacing. Trakina's final form was terrifying and all around perfect crossover. You're still here? Go subscribe, dude. Go on. And now we're on the last episode, the greatest Power Rangers episode that has ever been written. Power Rangers Wild Force Forever Red. This is the climax of Power Rangers, the end of Saban's era before it's handed over to Disney for the next few years. This was their go big or go home episode. The episode starts off on the moon. The last remaining generals of the Machine Empire are searching for a weapon, something so powerful and deadly that it nearly put an end to the original team of Rangers. Off in the distance, we see someone wearing a familiar dark cloak, only to be revealed to be Andros, the Red in Space Ranger spying on them. We cut to two men we have not seen in a while, Bulk and Skull, talking about how many times they've been captured and then suddenly the phone rings for a man who embodies what it means to be a ranger. The tension and build for this episode is already getting me excited. First we see Andros, then Bulk and Skull, and finally the mystery man who has been and forever will be one of the greatest rangers. We cut to a familiar looking vehicle pulling up to the Wild Force Rangers, a man we haven't seen for years, Carter Grayson, Red Lightspeed Ranger, who tells Cole he's needed for a mission to save the universe. With Cole recruited for this mission, we get an introduction to one of the greatest, my personal favorite, the best Red Ranger in history, Wes, Red Time Force Ranger. Oh, and Eric's there as well. After that, TJ, Turbo Red Ranger, and Andros pull up and finally meet the leader, the man that put this mission together, Tommy Oliver, the green and white Mighty Morphin Red Zeo Red Turbo Ranger fills them in on the mission. This is already a stacked cast of Rangers to come back and reprise their roles for this episode, but we soon hear the sound of a bike coming closer. No one knows who it is until we see Jason, the original Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, who drops this line.
You didn't think I was gonna let you do this without the original Red Ranger, did you?
And then we get the best dap up in Power Rangers history. Jason was my first Red Ranger. He's one of the main reasons I like the color red and Power Rangers in the first place, so seeing him come back for this was the coolest thing ever to me as a kid, and still is to this day. With the Rangers finally gathered, we get this cool slow motion walking shot with triumphant music playing in the background, and it's just such a cool shot. Now, some of you might be asking, that's not every Red Ranger though, there's two missing. Well, don't worry, because off on a distant planet in a lost galaxy far, far away, we get this shot of a camera moving through the jungle until we see the Quasar Sabers are back where they were first found, only to see Leo, the Red Lost Galaxy Ranger, once again take up the fight against evil. Now, I could run you through everything else that happens in this episode, like this really cool unmorphed fight scene against the Machine Empire, where we see the Power Rangers fight choreography put to the max. The time and effort each actor put into learning their moves and showing off their fighting styles is amazing. And then you have Carter just shooting them, because this man ain't no chosen by the Force's Power Ranger. This is his 9 to 5, but even still, he makes it look so cool. And of course, like always, you have our goat Tommy doing every type of kick imaginable. This man's Ranger power is kicking you so hard that you question, is the fight even worth continuing? And now, we get to the greatest moment ever. Every Red Ranger from Mighty Morphin to Wild Force stood side by side in the greatest morphing sequence ever. Mighty Morphin, Alien, Zeo, Turbo, In Space, Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue, Time Force, and Wild Force. 10 Red Rangers coming together for the final battle of good versus evil. 10 Red Rangers coming in for one last fight and one final goodbye. One of the coolest things about this episode is that there are these veteran Rangers, and it shows in how they all work together and handle the villains. Jason helping Cole, TJ and Leo working together in sword combat. Oh, and how could we forget the most military and practical type of Rangers, Carter and Andros, choosing to go full blaster mode. To this day, just talking about it makes me excited, because it's the Power Rangers, my Power Rangers, the ones I grew up watching on DVD. Whilst I was born during the Disney era of Rangers, the first era of Saban is one of my favorites. The only issue I have with this episode is how the main villain is defeated. Instead of it being some cool scene where all the Red Rangers Zords come together to beat it, Cole just uses his flying motorcycle to destroy it. That's really the only issue with the episode. With the mission over though, we see this heartwarming scene where all the Rangers come together and give one final nod to each other and to us. This episode ends with Rangers chatting, making jokes, and bragging about who the best Ranger is.
Wait. I changed history. So why does he have a fan club and I don't?
It's Wes. It's you by a long shot, and don't let the others know that. I love Power Rangers because no matter how bad the situation, no matter how many hits they take, they get back up. They stand up when others can't. They hold up the wall, the shield that protects those who can't protect themselves. Even to this day, I still want to be a Power Ranger, because to me, it's the ultimate representation of good. The greatest showing of using the power you have to do the right thing. And with how the world is right now, that's something I know we need. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate if you subscribe, as I had fun making it, and I'm going to try and reach 5,000 followers by the end of the year. Most of my videos will consist of like reviews, breakdowns, talks about games and media, so if you like those things and you have an idea of something you think I should check out, then let me know. And with that, thank you for watching and have a more phenomenal day.